Overwhelmed with your digital chores? Let us lend a hand. From websites and animal management to internet auctions, graphic design, marketing, search engine optimization, and more, Hired Hand Software is your hired hand for all things digital.
Specializing in pedigree, livestock, breeds, and beyond, we handle the tech so you can focus on the animals you love. Visit hiredhandsoftware.com today, where your digital chores just got a whole lot easier.
Hi there, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jaymie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast.
For 15 years now, we've been proudly helping breeders promote hundreds of thousands of pedigree livestock with our easy-to-use animal management-driven website software.
And let's not forget about Hired Hand Live, where over $1 million worth of livestock is sold online each year.
We're excited to bring you market trends, sales data, advice from your fellow breeders, and stories from the ranch.
Our software makes managing your website and your animals a breeze, so you can focus on what you love.
So let us handle your digital chores while you tune in to another episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand.
Welcome to this pre-sale episode of From the Pasture. Today we're talking about the upcoming Eddie Wood Cowtown Classic, where top consignments are coming from pastures all across the country. Our guest and chairman of the sale, Josh Gentry, will be giving us an inside look at the cattle and other details for the weekend. Be sure to visit hiredhandlive.com, where you can view all the consignments, get detailed information, and place your bids. You can also check out consignors' websites powered by Hired Hand to learn more about their programs. If you're excited to hear about the outstanding Longhorns heading to the sale ring, stay tuned. We've got the full rundown. Well, hi, Josh. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Jaymie?
I'm doing pretty good. For those people that may not know you, can you introduce yourself and give a little background about yourself and your interest in Longhorns?
My name is Josh Gentry. I'm with G3 Longhorns out of Sulphur Springs, Texas. My claim to fame is I've been the chairman of the Horn Showcase Committee for a couple of years now. Got one more year of that. Probably the only reason anybody knows me.
How long have you and Brittany had Longhorns?
We've been in the industry for, I think it's 9 years now. I think we got our first Longhorns in 2015.
Okay. So you've done the Horn Showcase, you said, I think for the past, you said 3 years, right?
The last two. This coming year is my last year.
Will be your third year. Okay. And then this year
Right.
You decided to jump in and host another sale, I guess you could say. But you've also added a little twist to this year's sale. Can you talk about how it's different from previous years?
I can. So for as long as I can remember, the Eddie Wood sale was a average run-of-the-mill sale. Nothing super spectacular. There was always a place you could get a good cow for a cheap price. It was not among the exclusive sales, in my opinion. No one's fault of that. It just, I honestly, I argued my first year on the Horn Showcase that we needed some low-end / middle-of-the-road sales. Everything couldn't be a Legacy or a Legends or a Hudson Valentine. We needed some middle-of-the-road sales. But after the sale last year, I had a few people come to me and go, hey, we really ought to change this, and it really needs to be, this is the biggest platform that we'll ever have of non-Longhorn people that can walk into our sale and see it. So we decided to make a platinum edition for the Eddie Wood sale. We took sponsors for the first time ever, and I apologize in advance to anyone who I didn't specifically reach out to and ask for sponsorships, but we took sponsors, and we're using that sponsorship money to advertise outside of our industry. Feel like one place where our industry has kind of missed the boat, so to speak, is we spend a ton of money advertising to each other, but we don't spend a whole lot trying to bring new folks in. And so when we went to these sponsors, we said, hey, we're going to spend this money, but we're going to spend this money on advertising to people outside of our industry. So we've ran some neat targeted ads, and there's some, you probably know this, but there's some wild stuff you can do with geo-fencing and targeted ads and things where I had no clue that the internet was as creepy as it is.
Yeah, you can get pretty specific with those ads. It's fun, but like you said, it's also maybe a little creepy, but it's helpful when you're trying to, target specific interests of other people out there.
We also we sponsored with the Fort Worth Herd. That was something that was expressed importance to me from Wayne Manning and Tom Buxton. Both made individual phone calls saying, "Hey, I think this is important that we partner with the Fort Worth Herd. We use sponsorship money for that." So for those going to the Eddie Wood sale this year, when you're wandering around the stockyards, you should see some signage that it's advertising the TLBAA and our partnership with the Fort Worth Herd now, specifically on and around the observation deck above the viewing area of the Longhorns. We're trying to get more involved down there with the advertising in the stockyards because it's such a heavily trafficked area. That's our two major advertising efforts so far. We weren't going to spend every bit of sponsorship money on advertising before the sale. We're going to try to spread it throughout the year to keep popping up whenever you're scrolling through Facebook and everything, and maybe get some new breeders out of this thing.
Yeah, and you weren't kidding when you said that it's probably the biggest platform that we have sale-wise throughout the year to market towards people outside the Longhorn industry. I mean, at the beginning of this, at every sale that I've ever been at, Eddie Wood sale that I've ever been at, that arena is so packed full of people that are just there, whether they're there for horses or, any other cattle. But it's fun to see that crowded room of people, and hopefully that combined with your additional advertising, hopefully that'll help bring in some new breeders.
And we've brought in some really, through the sponsorship and through reaching out to big time breeders and small breeders alike, we have put together what I feel like a pretty solid lineup of animals. We've had some great pre-bids. My worry was in the past where we've had, an $800 animal go in and try to knock the fence down. Hopefully this year, when the room is full and people are trying to figure out what's going on, and they go in and they see quality animals calmly walk into the ring and sell for good money. And, for those who say that doesn't benefit me as a small breeder, the more the high-end cattle sell for, the more the low-end cattle sell for. And just because you're not a big-name breeder doesn't mean you can't sell a good animal at a good price. It does benefit us all, in my opinion, that, if we've got a good sale and we've got good animals and we're looking good to the outsiders, then it benefits everybody in this industry.
Well, should we jump in and start talking about the whole weekend? Because it's a weekend full of lots of different activities.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's start with Friday, January 17th. What's happening that day?
We have the meetings, the stagecoach room in the Amon G. Carter exhibit building. Start at 8:30 for the affiliates. 10 o'clock, the board of directors meeting. 1 o'clock is the general membership meeting. And 5 o'clock is the special awards presentations.
And all of those meetings are taking place in the stagecoach room, correct?
Correct. All those meetings in the stagecoach room.
Is that the same room that it was in last year?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So that's Friday. How about let's start on Saturday?
Saturday we have the sale. The Eddie Wood Cowtown Classic starts at 11 a.m. We are doing our Hall of Fame presentation this year right at 11 also in the same room of the sale. We're presenting special awards to past Hall of Fame members as well as inducting our two new Hall of Fame members, Bob Loomis and Eddie Wood. That's in the West Arena, right beside the Justin Arena.
So if somebody needs to get a hold of, if they have an issue or they need to get a hold of somebody, who should they contact the day of the sale?
That would be me.
Okay. We can go ahead and put your phone number in the show notes so people have it if for some reason they don't already have it. And I'm sure it's in the sale catalog as well.
It's in the sale catalog. It's in every Trails magazine. It's on the TLBAA website. If you can't get a hold of me, it's because you're not trying.
All right. Um, how about the auctioneer and the pedigree reader?
Auctioneer, no one but Dan Huntington and Chase Basute sitting next to him, keeping us all entertained.
And you mentioned earlier about the cattle handler and back crew. Can you tell us who that is in case people need to get a hold of them if they're arriving early or late?
Joel Norris will be doing cattle handling this year. All cattle has to be there between 8 and 8 on Friday. There's no really early arrival. There's no late arrival. That's all dictated by the stock shows themselves. That's not a me being mean. That's not the TLBAA. That is stock show rules. So between 8 and 8 on Friday, and Joel Norris would be your contact for that if you need to get a hold of somebody.
And I know at the stock show, there's always lots of people, lots of trailers, vehicles moving everywhere. Do you have any tips for people who are bringing animals?
Pay somebody to bring them so you don't have to mess with that trailer.
That's a tip.
No, the parking's, it sucks. It sucks getting around anywhere with a big long trailer, but parking's not horrible. It's right. They have a couple of big lots for parking with trailers. They are accommodating at least because it's the stock show and we all have trailers.
Okay, and if somebody buys either at the sale or online and they don't happen to have a trailer, what haulers do you have that are available?
We should have the usual suspects. I know I've spoken to Wes Clark. I know he's going. Cody James, you can always text him. On sale day, we will announce who's there. I always hesitant to announce ahead of time because it's inevitable that somebody won't make the sale or had car trouble or weather or something. But you could buy confidently that we will help you get your animals to wherever you're purchasing from.
And for those people that can't make it, that will be online. Once Josh announces who those haulers are going to be, I'll be sure to message everybody the hauler's name and their contact information so that you can continue to buy online and know that there are haulers available.
Awesome.
Next, let's talk about the sale committee. Who's helping you with the Eddie Wood sale this year?
So officially, it's the same people that were on my Horn Showcase committee. Myself, Karen Allen, Matt Bourbon. We're the only three left from last year. Natalie Cheney and Blake Kinnear both timed out at the end of the year, so they're, I guess, officially gone now. But we've had a lot of outside help from within the industry. When we started this, trying to do sponsors and stuff, there was a big push from Randy Murray, Wayne Manning, Tom Buxton, Sharice Glendenning. Our sponsors have been great. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out here. Let me think good. Karen is actually also a sponsor. Travis Johnson and Gravit. El Coyote is a sponsor this year. The Sillers, Cold Copper, Austin Roar. All of them we've actually had, conference calls where the sponsor, so we kind of keep the sponsors in the loop of what we were doing and how we were spending sponsorship money since it was something we hadn't done before. I didn't want them thinking we were just taking money and throwing it in the bank account and nothing happening with it. We've had very interactive sponsors this year.
And now let's hear from our advertisers.
Do you sometimes feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out? Rural life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, the podcast for women who are craving connection, laughter, solidarity, camaraderie, and just overall encouragement in your everyday life and dreams.
Each week, your hosts, Annalise, that's me, and Courtney will cover topics such as farm life, mom life, making money online, side hustles, hobbies, sharing on social media, jobs off the farm, and so much more.
Us rural gals need to stick together, so saddle up for some fun, real, and unsolicited advice and stories from our everyday farm lives.
Grab a drink, we're Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, and we're here to help. Listen wherever you find podcasts.
Looking for top quality Longhorns and a taste of true Texas spirit? Look no further than Cantera Cattle Company. Our passion for Longhorns shines at Old Gringo Ranch, where tradition meets excellence. Visit us online at CanteraCattleCompany.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates and ranch life fun. Ready to experience it yourself? Schedule your visit by emailing canterracattle@gmail.com. Remember, God is great, Longhorns are good, and life is crazy.
Planning a live auction and want to reach more buyers? Hired Hand Live brings the power of the internet to your event, allowing bidders from anywhere to participate in real time. We specialize in integrating online bidding seamlessly with your live auction, ensuring that no one misses out.
Your livestock plus our technical expertise equals one successful auction. Let Hired Hand Live help you expand your reach and maximize your results. Visit hiredhandlive.com to learn more. So we talked about the sponsors. We've talked about the details of the sale. Let's talk about the consignors a little bit. It seems like you have a growing list of consignors this year from all over the country. One that always sticks out to me at this sale is El Coyote. They seem to have consigned for as many years as I've been there. Are there any other longtime consignors to the sale that have come back again this year?
El Coyote is the big one. We actually reached out to Felix. They would send multiple consignments as opposed to the typical one or two. They came through for us. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if it was 5 or 6. I think it was 6. Some great consignments from El Coyote. That, like I said, to me, that's the big one. We have our sponsors all supported us well. Rhonda Poe, Karen Allen, the TLBT. Dean Whitlock's got a really nice choice of heifer in there. There's some really great embryo lots early in the sale. I'm probably going to butcher his last name, Patrick Hengler. He's got some animals in here. He was really excited to be a part of this sale. Chris Hesse's got one in here that we actually missed from the Horn Showcase, not this past year, but the year before. No fault of her own. She was a scratch from the 2023 Horn Showcase because they thought she popped open, and it was a false open, so she actually had a baby, and we could have sold her anyway, but we're selling her now. Chrissy Ramsey's got some couple in there. The Torkelsons, Twinings, Hubble, I'm trying to think, Hudson's, Chris Clark, and Gilland. I think that covers most of our consigners. If I've left somebody out, they can yell at me in person.
Well, now that we've talked about consigners, let's move on and talk about the consignments, which I think is obviously what most everyone is pretty excited about the sale. You have just under 50 this year, which is a little bit less than previous years, but it seems to be in recent years that 50 is like the sweet spot for sales.
Yes. We originally wanted to hold this sale to 40 animals and just keep it as short and sweet as we could. The consignments were coming in and just didn't want to exclude the people who sent in such good animals, so we allowed more than what we said we were going to allow. But 50 to me is 50 to 60 is the perfect. You get much over 60, and I don't care how much of a cow person you are, you get a little cow drunk, and your eyes start rolling back in your head, and the chair's not comfortable, and everybody gets mad about being at the back of the sale at that point, where 40, 48, 50 animals, hey, you're still not in the, oh my God, I hate this part of the sale. So I think it's a good number. I'm sure somebody out there would want to argue with me, but it's what we're doing.
Well, and one unique thing that this sale catalog always has is they have whether the animal is bred and owned, if it has DA markers on file, and if it is parentage DNA verified, which I think people seem to find that information useful as well.
Yes, those are all important factors to me when buying animals. And I do wish our industry put a little bit more emphasis on the bred and owned because, especially in the futurity world, I know this isn't a futurity, but in the futurity world, bred and owned to me is a lot more exciting than, oh, well, I went and bought this cow and I can win a futurity with it. Say, I bred this cow and I can win a futurity with it. It'd be neat to see more emphasis on bred and owned, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Well, do you have any updates or scratches about any of the lots from the sale?
I do. I have, sad to say, I have one scratch, which would be my lot 8. Yeah, we're scratching lot 8. It was an embryo. She was due in January, and she was confirmed bred at 5 months, and then somewhere between 5 and 8 months she sloughed. So I don't have the embryo to sell. We also on a positive note, we added the Hall of Fame lot, which would be lot 0. That is the Loomis bred heifer there. We added that so that we could showcase our Hall of Fame inductee and some of his genetics. She's already up to, I think, 15 plus thousand on the pre-bids.
She is. Yep, she is. You guys have, I think, over half of the animals in the sale already have bids on there, and currently there are 2 cash cows, which the third one is coming up already, and the sale's still, what, 2 weeks, a couple weeks away?
2 weeks out, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It is exciting, especially for this sale that, I mean, not to badmouth anybody who's done it previously, but for this sale that has historically been a lower average, it's really exciting that we've got some excitement in pre-bids and start the year off right.
Well, we mentioned Bob's lot, which is a special lot, but there's also, I believe, 3 other lots that are special lots. Lot, is it A1, and Lot 1? I think those are all special lots.
Lot A is for the cover of the TLBAA membership directory. Lot 1A is the semen lot, and that's PCC Dark Dust. That's actually a really neat deal that Austin Rohr is doing, selling semen out of this bull, and what he's doing is for whoever wins their futurity class the first time with an animal born out of this bull, he's offering a $15,000 cash prize if it's at a futurity class at an NLFR event. I thought that was a really neat way to boost sales for his Dark Dust bull, and I think he's the first, maybe not the first, he's the fastest black and white bull to hit 90 inches.
Nice. That's a fun offer that he's put together for people. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be really neat. I tried to talk him into sending me some ahead of time so I could get ahead of everybody, and he wouldn't do it. So,
darn it, Austin.
And then the last special lot that you brought up, Lot 1. That lot, our Ladybird, she was a donation to the TLBT. They are trying to raise money for the kids, and that's always a great opportunity to help invest in our future. So everybody remember to bid on our Ladybird, Lot 1.
And usually at this sale, they have some members of the TLBT present, and I think there's always one of those kids also sings a national anthem, or at least they have in previous years. So it's fun that they're included in the sale too.
Yes, the TLBT has been really good about at this sale and at the Horn Showcase asking, reaching out, hey, what can we do to be a part of this? We don't just want to be a donation lot. We want to help do whatever we can do around the sale. Hats off to those kids for trying to be involved. So we always try to come up with something for them to do and, engage them a little bit. I would urge any of our members to engage conversation or whatever with these kids, because that is the future of our breeding programs here.
Yeah, and if there's any kids that aren't currently part of the TLBT but would like to be, who should they contact if they're interested to learn more about it?
Devin Culpepper has been the best contact for me for the TLBT, so I would say reach out to Devin. And I think I don't know if her term expires this year or if it expired late last year, but I'm still going to throw Devin under the bus and say if she's not still the lead of that, she would get you in contact with the right person because she's that good of a person.
She is. She's very involved with the youth in the Longhorn industry. So she's a good contact. Okay, so earlier you mentioned that the one scratch from the sale was yours, which was an embryo lot. However, there are a couple other embryo lots.
There are. Lot 2, we put all the embryos early. Lot 2, it's a Jungle Gym and Red River Cowgirl embryo. And Lot 5 is Kid Rock and BC Awesome Honey embryo. Those are both pretty awesome embryos offerings there.
And there is one other unique lot in the sale, which I think you briefly mentioned earlier, but it's lot 3. Can you tell us more about it?
Lot 3 is the choice of a heifer. These are heifers that will not be born by the sale, but it is Dean Whitlock, Robert Vanderford, and Gibbons Partnership, Cracker Jack, and BL Dazzle. So they've got 3 embryos already implanted in the end of February, estimated date of birth. So you would pick one heifer at weaning. So that's a really neat offering that I spoke to Dean about, and I think that'll be a really, really good opportunity for somebody to grow their program with some awesome genetics.
And now a word from our sponsors.
From the Pasture by Hired Hand is presented by R3 Hilltop Ranch. Located in Chilton, Texas, R3 Hilltop Ranch has been breeding registered Texas Longhorns since 2006. What began as 3 heifers has grown into our current herd, which you can explore on our website at r3hilltop.com. We're passionate about loud colors, longhorns, and docile temperaments, but it's the easy-keeping, low-maintenance traits of Texas Longhorns that initially attracted us and continue to drive our herd growth. In addition to livestock, we proudly offer certified Longhorn beef products. Visit r3hilltop.com/beef to learn more. Thank you for listening and enjoy exploring our ranch online at r3hilltop.com.
Are you a new Longhorn breeder eager to educate yourself on market trends and sale prices? Stay in the loop with our text messages. Get the latest updates, events, and insider tips on all things Longhorns delivered straight to your phone.
Stay informed by texting website to 888-700-8131, then reply with Longhorns. That's website to 888-700-8131. Sign up today and take your breeding program to the next level.
Hey, if you love From the Pasture with Hired Hand, why not go check out my podcast, The Big Iron Podcast with Andrew Shigori, where we dive into the world of registered Texas Longhorns and what it means to be an agriculture entrepreneur in the modern world, with a little southern flair, of course. Find The Big Iron Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
So now we're going to play a round of catalog roulette. Are you ready for this?
I'll do my best. Hopefully I don't disappoint.
You'll do great. All right, so what I'm going to do is I scroll through the catalog here on my computer and pick a lot, and then if you could tell us more about it. How about lot 6?
Lot 6, that's the El Coyote Crystal Octave. Beautiful twisty horned, still relatively young cow. Great opportunity for anybody to get some El Coyote genetics in their herd.
Looks like she'll have a bull calf at side as well.
Yes, she has a bull calf at side.
Okay, next one. Let's do lot 9.
Lot 9, 3P Hanging Stars. That's a Rhonda Poe consignment. Exposed to DB Iron Sniper. I do not know if she's confirmed bred. I do know she's exposed.
So how about lot 10? Seems to be that she's getting quite a bit of attention online.
Lot 10 is the currently the highest pre-bid. She's at 35,000 online, 35,1 it looks like. This is Austin Roar's Rose's Ruby. This is the mother to Real Deal. Everybody knows who Real Deal is. I'll go out on a limb and say I expect this is probably going to be the high-selling lot for the sale. I may be wrong, but that's my prediction.
And she is AI'd, it looks like, to HL Heads Up.
Yes.
So that's also an added benefit. Oh, I'm going to scroll here again, and we'll stop on lot 17.
17 is, this is Dale Hunt's cow. He just sent me a really cool video we posted on Facebook of this one. OHL Annie, she's got a bull calf at side by Higher Ground. Higher Ground's doing a lot of cool things. She is, she's 95, 96 inches. She's going to be a 100-inch cow very shortly. And she's a beautiful cow in great shape. And comes from Dale Hunt's place. So, she's been taken care of.
I feel like we should end this one with bam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good old Dale. Okay, I'll keep scrolling. How about lot 21?
21 is M7 Important Tradition. Wayne Manning has texted me no less than 15 times about seller's remorse on this one. This is, in his words, one of the best ones he's ever bred. I don't know if he's just telling me that because that's what he says every time he tries to sell one, or if he really means it. But no, this is really this. She really does. You look through that pedigree, and it's full of all stars. Not exposed. You can breed her to whoever you want to. She'd really be an awesome addition to anybody's program.
And Wayne hit it out of the park last year with all of his futurity winnings as well. I think one of his animals came in at second place for the top heifer with the NLFR last year. So maybe this one could be a future futurity winner for someone as well.
Oh, for sure.
All right, scrolling again. Let's stop on lot 28.
Lot 28. I touched on this one earlier. This was one that we had confirmed to our 23 horn showcase, and she popped as not bred. However, she still did have a calf. She's coming up on 90 inches. Got a heifer calf at side by hired hand, exposed back to Royal Safari Sun. Another great animal. I honestly don't feel like there's anything in this sale that wouldn't improve somebody's program. So I'm going to sound like a broken record and say that again.
Well, how about lot 33? What do you know about her?
Lot 33, Cowgirl Annie. It's a Chris Clark consignment. Beautiful, twisty horned, big body. She is exposed to Jungle Jim or Midas Touch. Hopefully they'll have that figured out who she's actually bred to at sale date. She's just a big, pretty cow.
Moving on to the next one, and we'll stop at lot 37.
37, Lady Gift Giver. That's a Glendennings. Anything out of the Glendennings program is always amazing. Rex and Charisse take such good care of their animals, and they buy the best and breed the best. This is going to be out of Iron Gift, which is Drag Iron Daughter. Not exposed. You can breed her to whoever you want to. She's almost a guaranteed futurity winner. She's pretty, really pretty in this picture, and I'm sure the picture doesn't do her justice. But she was, I don't know what she's at so far. Oh, she actually doesn't have a bid yet. I should go in and open that one. I'll do it now.
All right.
Look, I just bid on lot 37.
I'm sure Glendennings thank you for that. Get it started.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to scroll again, and we'll do lot 40.
Lot 40. This is the Buxton's cow. Hubble's Catch It Annie. She's got a bull calf at side by a 20 gauge. Exposed back to Buck's Golden Eagle. She's pretty. She's young. And that Buck's Golden Eagle bull, you're getting ahead of, I don't know that there's anything out there offered out of him yet. So that would be a good jump start at that.
We'll do one more. How about lot 47?
47. All right, this is Patrick Hengler, HR Cowboys Rescue. This is exposed to Rebel 5/16 to 8/16. So this cow should be heavy bred to it with a Rebel calf, all DNA'd. You could comfortably bid on that cow out of the heart of the Herald program. I don't know. I don't see that there's a whole lot not to like about that cow. 2020, so she's still really young.
Okay. I'll stop torturing you with the catalog roulette, and should we move on to Sunday for those people that are going to stick around?
Yeah, Sunday, the World Show qualifier, the TLBT Youth Show in the Watt Arena at noon. There's over 170 youth entries this year. I'm going to butcher this guy's last name. I'm horrible at pronunciation. John Gevlinger is the judge. I apologize, John, if I screwed your last name up. Sunday will be World Show qualifying youth events.
And is it still Devin who they should get in contact with if anybody has questions or needs anything with the youth show?
Probably Amanda Danley. She's the World Show chairman, so
okay.
I would aim them to Amanda Danley because that would be who I would reach out to, anything World Show related. And then if she might get mad at me and point you in a different direction, but that's the direction I would point you.
Okay. And there's still things that are happening into Monday. Can you talk about those events?
Monday, the World Show qualifier is a haltered show in the Will Rogers Coliseum at 9 a.m., followed by a non-haltered show in the Will Rogers Coliseum at 3 p.m. There's a trophy steer show that immediately follows the non-haltered show. The trophy steer shows are always neat to watch just because they have such big horns. John Nelson would be the judge for all those open classes.
And do you by chance know who people should contact if they have questions about the shows that are happening that day?
I would still aim you to Amanda Danley because it's a World Show qualifier.
Okay.
Like I say, I may be completely wrong about that, but that's where I would aim you, and she might aim you to somebody else.
Well, that's a jam-packed weekend with just Longhorn events alone. If people haven't been there before, there are buildings upon buildings of vendors, whether it's for clothing, tractors, trucks, food, I guess anything that people could possibly be interested in. So it's always a fun weekend.
I would urge anybody to, whether it's the sale, the meetings, whatever, I would urge you to get there early. Parking can be hit or miss. Getting around and finding where you're going if you haven't been there before can be very frustrating, especially if you're a first timer. I'd be glad if anybody's lost, give me a call. I'll try to help find you. For the sale in particular, we are expecting a big turnout, so I would urge you to get there early to make sure you have a seat.
Well, let's end out the podcast about the Eddie Wood sale with a segment called the Fast Five. So I'm going to say a type of animal or a characteristic of an animal, and if you can think of the very first animal that comes to your head that's in the sale, just as quickly as you can, the first animal that pops in your head. Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay. How about a black and white animal from the sale?
Black and white, lot 42, Hubble's Hokey Pokey.
Okay. How about an animal with twist?
Twist, lot 13. Moonshine Summer, that's a Randy Murray consignment. Beautiful twisty cow.
And a red and white animal from the sale?
Red and white, lot 12. Travis Johnson's HR Remember Me, big-bodied, red and white, beautiful cow.
All right, and Brindle.
25. The other Glendenning, GF Dirty May May.
All right, and lastly, a bred and owned lot.
Bred and owned, lot 34 is LTL Rawhides Izzy. That is bred and owned by Savannah Smith and Mark Allen of Leonard New River Ranch. She's a beautiful tricolor cow. I know more about this one because she's here at my ranch right now. Beautiful, beautiful cow. She's a double barrel daughter, and she's got a super sweet little heifer calf at side by TLT 10 Cup.
Is there anything else that you'd like to mention about the sale or just the weekend in general that we maybe missed or didn't cover?
I think we covered it all, Jaymie. I don't think there's anything major or big that we left out, but I'm sure there probably is.
Well, they got your number in the sale catalog and everywhere else, so they can reach out if maybe they have a question about anything else. But
yep.
Thanks for joining us, and we can't wait to see which consignments will soon be moving on to greener pastures after the Eddie Wood sale. Make sure to check out the consignments ahead of time of sale day and follow us for more updates. Until next time.